Hey guys, Chrono Critic here. Welcome to the channel. Today we are counting down the top 5 DC Multiverse Jokers. So stay tuned and let's go. These are just based on the figures that I own. So if you're wondering why the comedian didn't show up in here, well, I don't have him. So I really didn't feel it was fair to rate him. You know, perhaps I'll get him in the future and I might have to adjust his rating, but for now, we're just rolling right along with what we got. Coming in at number 5, we have the Dark Knight Joker. This one I feel like is, frankly, a very good figure, but there's a couple things holding him back from higher up in the list. The sculpt is great. I think it actually looks quite a bit like Heath Ledger. He comes with a stack of cash, which is pretty great, except, you know, a big sticking point of him in the movie was it's not about the money, so it seems a little weird that the only thing they give him is money. Okay, as far as negatives, we've got a couple things. First off, I really wish that the coat was a separate piece so we could take it off and maybe use it for other things, maybe some customization. You could have had paint on the inside of the coat color. The shirt and tie pattern was, you know, not there and not really needed, but it would have added quite a bit. I know we are getting a re-release with this figure, but it's him from the interrogation scene. It looks pretty great, and I'm excited for that. Ways to improve, I would really have loved to see some extra hands with this guy. I know he came with 3 sets of Bane hands, which is fine for Bane, but I really would have loved to see some extra Joker hands. And like maybe one of them, he could have had a card in it or a pencil or a small knife. These are all things that he did use in the movie. A broken in half pool cue even would have been great.
Enough from the clown.
Moving right along, we go down to number 4, which is the Clown from Three Jokers. This figure is just pretty fantastic. Now, we've seen this body mold a couple times now, but I believe this was one of the first times we've seen it. The flower on him looks great. His paint job is bright and vibrant and kind of really makes him stand out next to the other Jokers. The head sculpt is maybe the best head sculpt, in my opinion, of any of the Joker figures. And I think he really would work well as a definitive Joker if you're looking for that one that just kind of works with any Batman figures that's more, you know, generic. You're not looking for like a movie figure or something. I think this figure would, for me at least, be that figure. He looks both happy and terrifying, which is, for me, the way the Joker should look. I mean, just overall, pretty great design for him. Downsides, let's look at some downsides. His range of movement is a little hindered. He doesn't have a lot of great leg and gut movement, especially his gut. He cannot lean forward at all. Other things too, he comes with perhaps the best accessory of any of the Joker figures in the Mcfarlane line, and that is the Jokerized fish.
Colonel What's-His-Name has chickens, and they don't even have mustaches.
Really helps sell this version of the Joker separate from the others, that you can see that there's a reason he's called the Clown, and that would be it. Also, we get a crowbar accessory, which is a repaint, making it look much more metallic, and it looks much better. So good accessories, good mold, fantastic head sculpt, just overall pretty good figure. Good on you, Joker, and you made it to number 4.
I told you not to speak!
Okay, and this is where things really started getting close. It took me quite a while to figure out where these 3 would end up, and it kind of went back and forth quite a bit, but coming in at number 3, White Knight Joker. This figure is pretty fantastic for a lot of reasons. First off, I love the more animated style to him. He does look like a panel of a comic book come to life. There is some fantastic detailing on his vest. The badge is 3D. It sticks off his chest a little bit, which I love the fact that it's not just painted on. His coloring is great. He comes with an alternate head, and the alternate head is actually really nice as well. If I had to give him a couple negatives, it would be that he has ball joints on his wrists that are bigger than his wrists, which make them stand out. On top of it, also his head, the eyes don't seem to be back far enough, so it almost looks like they're flat, which does look a little weird, but I think it adds to the comic book page look to him. He is a shorter figure, but he does scale well with the White Knight Batman, so I'm pretty happy. I do love this figure. I think they did a fantastic job.
Batman's not the only one with fans, you know.
And now, it is not a normal Joker. You'd be hard-pressed to use this for like a definitive Joker. I don't see how you get around that because it's such a niche version. But still, fantastic figure. A lot of fun. Really great to pose. Yeah, knocked it out of the park.
Did we get him? You're an idiot.
Coming in at number 2, we have Infinite Frontier Joker. This Man, I love the sculpt on this figure. They did a fantastic job. The lines on the shoulders on the collar come out. It just gives him a really nice like silhouette. They did a fantastic job with that. The coloring is fantastic. I love the black collar, the green, the pinkish purple. Just looks really great. The skinny neck just feels like Joker to me. His big old smile. You can see this skin stretched out. It's just a fantastic sculpt. The paint job on his eye. And that's right, I said eye because missing one eye. And in one hand, he has the other eye. So he's not missing it. He's just carrying it around. I know it's based on a comic cover and they did a pretty fantastic job matching that cover. My biggest gripe with him is I really wish he came with an alternate hand that was not holding his own eyeball because that really limits the things you can do with this figure. I mean, if you're trying to reenact the comic cover, then great. But if you're not, you're kind of stuck with a Joker carrying around an eyeball, which, you know, is a little bit limiting. On top of that, his hair it's something. I kind of go back and forth on it. Like some of it, I think it looks great. And other times I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's insane. But I mean, he is the Joker and he is holding an eyeball. So I guess insane fits him really well.
Gets great joy out of just the most sadistic oddball things.
He was very close to number one, but just, you know, the lack of, you know, an accessory that would give him a little more variability really just kind of hampered him. But I would really love a re-release of this mold with maybe just some minor adjustments to it, you know, an extra set of hands and maybe a head where he has both his eyes. You could even maybe give him a slightly different haircut. And I think you might have, for me, the perfect Joker figure.
It just creeps people out.
And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, unless you just skipped ahead in the video, which is, you know, that's you're right. You know, sure. Skip all the hard work I did. That's fine. I don't care.
Now I'll have to start all over again. Thanks for wrecking everything, kid.
But if you actually watched the whole way through and you made it here to number one, let's not waste your time anymore. Here we go. You probably guessed it. The number one Joker figure is the Arkham Joker.
Surprise!
Yes, that's right, Arkham Joker. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna level with you a little bit. I'm kind of cheating here because I'm counting Arkham City Joker and Arkham Asylum Joker as a tie for first place because they are the same figure, just with some minor paint job changes. They are both fantastic. But let's look here at some of the details. You've got that belt, man. That belt buckle is really cool. He's got the chain. Now, it is sculpted to his leg, but it's done in a way that it, you know, it looks pretty good. Great range of motion. He comes with chattering teeth. Thank goodness one of these figures came with chattering teeth.
I like him already.
Now, on the Arkham City version, he only came with Talia's sword and another knife. But, you know, get both figures and you got some pretty cool stuff. Now, if I had to give some complaints, let's look. We've got his head shape is not exactly right to the game. It just feels a little off. It's not exactly right, but it is still really cool. Again, I like the skinny, lanky, crazy look to him in both versions. The other one the Arkham City has some really great, like, sick scar detail stuff and just looks really cool. I love the muted colors.
Nice of you to say, but you of all people should know there's plenty wrong with me.
I do wish he had some of the stripes painted into the coat and pants. That would have been over the top. But I get it. It's a $20-ish figure. And yeah, your paint job is going to be a little bit limited on it. But we can dream. Yeah, I mean, he just poses well. He looks great. Some of these early Mcfarlane figures just... They took some chances, but those chances really, sometimes they really paid off. And in my opinion, this figure is one of those times.
You are my number one guy.
There you guys have it. That's my number one Mcfarlane Joker figure that I have so far. Obviously, this line is still moving and he's cranking figures out every other week, so it might not be too long before we have to do this again. But for now, guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you guys agree in the comments. Why don't you tell me who you think should be the number one figure? Did I get it right? Did I get it way wrong? Let me know.
See you around.